The first being when we merge to sit with others during this church service and fellowship. When we've joined with them and had combined services, I've noticed that we tend to all sit in the front corner over here. Our church all sits together, and then all the rest of Deering Center is spread about throughout the rest of the pews. So it's very clear that we're two separate churches there. But I encourage you all, when we merge, when we become one church, to spread out amongst them, to not sit with those who you're most comfortable with, even though that may be what's easiest. To go sit with others, to worship God while standing next to someone that you've never worshiped God beside before. So let's not sit in our own cliquey group when we merge. And even now, let's talk to other people in our small body here. So 1,
Amen.
Practical ways to achieve unity. 1, sit with others during services and fellowship. 2, talk and get to know people at DCC. Talk to them and get to know them. There are some amazing, amazing people that attend Deering Center.
Amen.
There are just some wonderfully godly people over there. So I encourage you all to maybe step out of your comfort zone if you have to, but get to know other people. It will only be to your benefit. 3, invite people you wouldn't normally invite over to your house or to gatherings or events that you may be going to. Invite people that you may not know that well over for dinner and get to know them over a meal. And not just talking about superficial things. At Covenant Family Fellowship, the church in Wyndham, they have different levels for types of conversation. And the first would be like talking about the weather, and then the second would be a little deeper, and so on. And we joke that level 5 is just you're weeping together. But go into those deeper conversations. Talk about how you became a Christian, stuff you were struggling with before you were saved, what the Lord has given you power to overcome. Talk to them about your differences in theological matters. Right? We had a conversation a couple weeks ago about the preserving power of God, the perseverance of the saints, and it was an amazing conversation. So talk about deeper things. Get to know one another on a deeper level. And to be open about your struggles. We talked about earlier, that's one of the biggest ways that we get to know each other better. Talking about what we're struggling with, being open to one another. So I encourage you all to do that. 4th, find a way to serve in our church once we merge. We'll be one local church body, and we will need people to do things. We'll need people to serve. And there's much benefit in serving alongside other people and laboring and doing stuff beside a brother or sister you don't know. It's very, very easy to talk to someone while you're doing one specific task, whether it be preparing lunch or building a shed or raking leaves or whatever it may be. It can be a lot easier to keep a conversation going and talking about things when you're working together. So find a way to serve in the church once we merge. 5th, ladies, I would encourage you to seek the wisdom of the older woman at DCC. We have lacked this great blessing of having older women who have raised children, who have kept a home, and been able to pass on that wisdom and their experience to us, to you younger ladies. But there are some wonderfully godly ladies at DCC And I would lovingly encourage you to go to them and ask them questions, ask their opinion about stuff, to be low, have a humble opinion of yourself. And men, us as well. There's guys who have led a home for 50 years who attend DCC. They have walked with Christ for many, many years, have much more experience than we do. They know what it is to be a man, to act like men. So it's go to those who are older than us, who have more experience than us, and humble ourselves and ask, what would you do in this situation? How did you parent your child? When did you start disciplining them? Seek the wisdom of those older than ourselves.
Amen.
So there we have 5 specific ways to achieve unity and 5 practical ways.